Shalom, Akim. My name is Kayal. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our elders of Great Millstone who rule Great Millstone well. Shalom to all you Akim pushing the truth with sincerity. May you brothers endure into the end. Shalom. I'm going to start off with Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 5. For by what things their enemies were punished, by the same they were, For by what things their enemies were punished, by the same they in their need were benefited. That's just like a lot of people are freaking out right now because as they see that the race riots are getting closer, they're already happening. The dollar is going to crash pretty soon. And they're going to force people to take that chip, the RFID chip, I believe it's called, where they inject it into your hand or your head, which is the mark of the beast. What do you do? Do you go take out all your savings? Do you sell your house and go move to the woods? What do you do? How are you going to live? Well, first it comes with faith. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. But as you read through the scriptures, you heard of this Bible talks about many wars and battles that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai fed and watered and sheltered and clothed all Israelites that were obedient to his commandments. And this next one ain't going to be no different. This wilderness that we're about to go into, when America crashes, and you got people slaughtering each other up and down the streets. You got UN soldiers kicking in doors, robbing and raping women and men. Because they're going to rape the men. They did that before. History always repeats itself. These devils, they're going to go in there, and it's called buck breaking. The reason why, because if they could break your spirit, what good are you as a soldier fighting against them? And a lot of Jake, which is the so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, they're already homosexuals. A lot of the men that go to prison come out homosexual because they get 10, 20, 30 years up there and there ain't no women, so then they come out getting popped already, So that's a plan already created by Esau and these devils, this devil race, which is the Caucasians. The original biblical name for them was Edomites. Their forefather was Esau. Israelites, their forefather was Jacob, which his name was changed to Esau. Jacob and Edom, Esau, were brothers, but Esau hated Jacob because he sold his birthright. Anyway, at these end times, a lot of people ask us what should they do? Should they buy gold? Should they buy water? Should they buy food? Shall they buy ammo? What is the best place to invest your money? And honestly, we always tell people the best thing you could invest in is learning these scriptures, learning this truth about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that's only if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai allows you to learn it, because ain't nobody learning none of this unless Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai allows it and grants it. But when this happens, there are scriptures that clearly tell us what's going to take place and how we're going to survive. It says here in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 5, for by what things their enemies were punished, by the same they in their need were benefited. So when people are catching judgment out here, we're going to benefit off it because they're going to leave food, they're going to leave clothing, people are already storing up that stuff. You see it on TV already, they got those preppers. There's people that got houses full of food and water. But it's not for them. They're actually preparing it for another. It might be for them, like a Israelite that knows the truth. He might be. But there's only going to be a very small elect group of Israel that's going to be preserved. So-called Caucasians or any other heathen, like India, Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs, Chinese, which are Moabs, they're gonna be put to death on this side, and they're gonna be birthed back into judgment, where they're gonna spend 1,000 years of slavery. Because America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, according to the Bible. Okay, we don't make our own personal interpretation. We don't go off of people's dreams, none of that. We're telling you specifically what the Bible says. We break down the words, and also we got historical events that back this up. Not just slavery, but multiple events that back these scriptures up. Okay, we don't need the support of history, but because we have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But faith is believing in without seeing. And we believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But here it is again. Wisdom of Solomon 11 verse 5. For by what things their enemies were punished, by the same they in their need were benefited. We're going to jump down to 11. Whether they were absent or present, they were vexed alike. Vexed means troubled. For a double grief came upon them, and a groaning for the remembrance of things past. Because that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to do. He's going to require the things that have passed. And the Caucasians that are here in America, all the other heathens, they're on stolen land. And the way it was stolen was they slaughtered and murdered the Native Americans that were on this land, all the way North and South America, all the way up to Canada. Then also they brought, which was another tribes of Israel, which were the southern tribe, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. And they, when they put them out, when they killed all the natives and the Indians in North and South America, they brought Southern Kingdom Israelites here to slave. Okay? They slaved them, which were the so-called Negroes. The so-called Negroes would have been three tribes of the Israelites. Would have been the Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. So, the things that they done to us in the past, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to require that. And it's going to hurt them because they're going to know it is too. A lot of Caucasians and people say, yeah, but that was my forefather that did that. I didn't do that. Yeah, but you're still enjoying the benefits of that. You haven't made no recompense. In fact, you call the children of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans, you call us deadbeats. You call us wetbacks. You call us illegal immigrants. You call us niggers. You call us spics. You call us welfare recipients. You call us all these names. You make us in a place of servitude toward you. You're killing us in the jails. You're destroying our families when you put us in these jails. There's men in there that have no trial. They're supposed to be innocent, and they're in there 4 to 5 years waiting for a freaking trial. Right here in Denver, Colorado, they just had a man which served a so-called Negro serving 28 years. He just did 28 years for a rape that he didn't commit. You know, there's so much injustice. I mean, it goes on for years and years and years. What they've done. I mean, just slavery. You know, we talk a lot about slavery, but it ain't just about slavery. It's still about the situation that we're in today. The situation that we're still in today, where they're poisoning us through our food, through our air, through the education they force us to give to our children. We're forced to put our children in these schools. We don't want our children in these damn rat-ridden schools. All they teach are lies. White supremacy. That's all they teach. My son came home one day with a sticker on him, and he said, "Look, Dad, I got a sticker for being a good boy." I asked him why what behavior did he do to receive that, and he said, "I sat down and shut up." That's all they teach our children in that shit. Sit down and shut up. You know, but recompense is coming to you. You're gonna catch hell for what you've done to the children of Israel, and we're gonna benefit off that. We're gonna eat your food that you stored up. We're gonna drink your water. We're going to wear the clothes that you bought and stored up for winters. And we're going to take your daughters for concubines, for sex slaves. We're going to have your women, just like you took our women when you took us into slavery. When you took the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans into slavery, you took their women from them. Our women are still destroyed. They're still being destroyed. Why do you think Planned Parenthoods are only in the ghettos? Why do you think that black, so-called black women, Latina women, Native American women hate their men? Because you raped our women in front of us. And they felt helpless because they felt like we couldn't protect them. You make us live off of scraps. While you buy houses and suppress our people, you benefit off of our suffering still to the day. So all that is coming back to you in doubles, and we're gonna benefit off that. I'm gonna read from 11 again. Whether they were absent or present, they were vexed alike. Meaning all these Caucasians are gonna be troubled. I don't care if you're in Europe. When you see what happens to America, you're gonna be troubled in your spirit because you know it's your turn next coming soon. For a double grief came upon them. Why double? Because you're going to get double's payback for what you've done to us. And a groaning for the remembrance of the things past. You're going to grumble because you know your histories. We're taught your histories in your schools. You teach us what you did to us. And we're supposed to celebrate that. We're supposed to be excited to go freaking have a feast on Thanksgiving Day, the day you slaughtered the tribe Gad. We're supposed to be happy to celebrate Columbus Day, the day you guys slaughtered and raped and robbed the Taínos. You know? Black Friday, we're supposed to be happy to celebrate Black Friday. When you celebrate the extortion and slaughter and rape and robbery of slaves, which were the southern kingdom of Israel, you got a rude awakening coming for you. For when they heard by their own punishments the other to be benefited. That's right. Out of your punishments, Israel's going to be benefited. What, you think we're going to eat the deer out here? There ain't enough deer. The fish are dying by thousands. Every week there's a story on the news about fish floating up by the thousands. I believe it was last week, it was the Bronx, I believe, out there in New York. They had like 1,000 fish in a river up there. I think it was New York. But every day it's happening. They're poisoning our water now. Right here in southern Colorado, they turned that whole river orange. They polluted that water, polluting the fish. The ocean, you can't even eat that shit because the Navy actually drops nuclear waste in the ocean. In the middle of the ocean, they'll drop them in containers. They have polluted everything. That's why you're gonna go extinct, Caucasian. But when you hear that we're gonna benefit off of your judgment, your judgment is gonna be our entertainment. Your judgment is we're gonna eat your food. We're gonna drink your water. We're gonna live in your houses. We're gonna have your daughters. And that ain't what I'm saying. That ain't what any man is saying. That's what the Bible says. That all you little soft, feminine, bacon-eating, shaving Christians say you believe in. This Bible is only written for one nationality, and it's for the children of Israel, which today are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because you try to steal our heritage from us. I'm going to read this last verse. For when they heard by their own punishments the other to be benefited, they had some feeling of the Lord, Yahweh. Man, you ain't gonna like that we take your food. You ain't gonna like that we drink your water. You ain't gonna like that we have your daughters for concubines. No, you ain't gonna like that one bit. But neither did we when you did that to us. Psalms 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee had lifted up the head. Who hated us? Who hated us? All you heathens have hated us. Starting with the Caucasian, who are the so-called Caucasians, but the original name are Edomites. The name Caucasian comes from when they were in the Caucasus Mountains, hiding. They're cave people. Then it goes on to all the other nations. All nations except for Israel is going to be in slavery, hard bondage for 1,000 years. But the Caucasians have a special treat coming, because at the end of those 1,000 years, they're going to be put to extinction. There won't be one remaining. And it ain't about skin color. It ain't about skin color at all. Because even like that, those twins that were on TV, Tamara and Tia and Tamara, those are Edomite women. Their father is a Caucasian. Their mother is the so-called Negro. So they took on the image of the so-called Negro look, but they got the soul of the Caucasian. They're going to be put to extinction. They're going to go into steep slavery. Only Israelites that will be preserved is Israel through the man's seed, through the father's lineage. But even the Israelite at the end of this, they're going to be put to death, 2/3 of them, because they're so wicked. They've been so destroyed mentally by these Caucasians and by these other heathens that they're going to be destroyed. That's the best thing that could happen for them. Then they're going to be birthed back in, because there's going to be 1/3 with the 144,000 that are going to be preserved. And that's the first resurrection. The second resurrection is with that 2/3, where Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai judges them. Right? But they're going to be birthed back in through the men of the elect. So we have enemies. That verse right there just said we have enemies that hated us, and now they lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Thy hidden ones. It's us. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We've been hidden. The reason we're lost is because we lost who we were. It was stolen from us. When they put us in slavery, they changed our names. They changed our names. They scattered us. They moved us all over the place. They put some of us in Europe. They put some of us back in Africa. They put some that were all over the place. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Meaning, that's why we don't have a nationality. All these other nations, they could go all the way back to their own people. I knew a lady when I used to go to Christianity churches to help feed the poor. There was a lady, she used to be able to backtrack her record all the way, forever. She'd tell me all these stories about her people. And it used to shock me because I was like, I can't do that. As far as I could go is my great-grandfather, and that's rare because most of his time was in prison because he was trying to feed his family, and they had prohibition laws, and they caught him selling liquor and weed. So they gave him 10 years up in prison. But all I knew was he came from Mexico. The last name Perez, that came from the farmer that my great-grandmother raised the kids on that farm as slaves. My grandfather, Frank Perez, was a slave. He just passed away at 87 years old. He was a slave. By the time he was able to walk, he was expected to pick the field. And that, he says that was probably about 4 years old that they gave him a knife and told him to go cut some, he did mushrooms, he did sugar beets, and it was throughout all this. He went all the way up to Greeley to work on farms. And while his daddy was in the prisons, that they was trying to rape his grandma, his mama. So, yeah. A lot of people think it was only the so-called Negroes that was in slavery. That's not true. That's not true at all. That is not true at all. But we're all one people. We are the children of Israel. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we're about to get paybacks on this Caucasian bitch. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Do we remember who we are? And if it was no more, then why the hell are the Jewish people up there saying that they're Jewish? And they don't fit the prophecies. And the prophecy is that their world was to be in peace when they inhabited their land. If they're in the right land, why is there still war? There's supposed to be peace on this earth because the children of Israel inhabit that land. But it's not. Because it's not them. They're not the actual true Israelite. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American is. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, Caucasians, and the Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs, of Moab, the Chinese, Hagarnis, Gabal, and Ammon. I believe those two are African. Ammon is Japanese, and Amalek, and the Philistines. Amalek are the Jewish that inhabit Israel today. Philistines, they're fighting with the Jewish for that land today. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Tyre was, let me see, I believe it was north of Israel. Let me see. Yeah, it was north of Israel. So it would have been like Syria today. Yeah. Ashur, which is Assyria, also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. The children of Lot are the Chinese. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to the Syria, as to Jabin at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung of the earth. And that's what's going to happen to you Caucasians on this side. Because this is talking about today, really. About how you guys have been put over us. And all these people, if you look it up, they all own everything in America. The Caucasians own the government. The Chinese own the restaurants down here, the Dollar Scoops. They own a lot of different businesses down here. They own liquor stores. Ishmaelites, they own a lot of different shit out here. Ammon, Japanese, they own a lot of shit out here. But Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't own nothing. So when your judgment comes and you're to be put to death, you're gonna be just like the shit that a dog shits out in the grass. It's eventually gonna rot and go away. You're going to be like that dung that just decays. The flies are going to be on you like the flies are on the dog shit. Maggots are going to be on you. Wild animals are going to come feed on you. It's going to be bad for you, but it's going to be good for us. Because we're going to eat all those things that you stored up. We're going to drink that water that you stored up. We're going to make love to those women that we choose to. And we're going to brutally do what we want with the rest. If we want to make them slaves, we're going to be slaves. If we want to trade them for wine, we're going to trade them for wine. Shit, we might just put them in a cage field and let them fight each other to the death for our entertainment. Because out of your judgment, out of your destruction, we're benefiting. Read that one verse again. This is verse 10. Which perished at Endor, they became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of power in possession, because you took our houses, and we're the children of power. We're the children of Israel. We're the princes of power. We're the sons of God. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. So you've done that to us. And so we're going to do double to you. And that's through the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Now you're a fool if you think I'm telling you to go get a gun and load up and do all that shit right now. Nah. They're going to be given to us by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. They're going to be handed to us. And he's going to give us spiritual power. Because the gun is only made for you, Esau. Because you're a scared little punk bitch. You need that gun. You're not built for battle. We're strong. We're stronger than you. I don't care if you've been to military school, boot camp, whatever the hell you think you are. Navy SEAL, Marine Corps, UFC fighter. I don't give a fuck what you think you are. If you ain't an Israelite, you ain't shit. Oh, my power, make them like a will, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth, Sha'alakia, as the fire burneth a wood, And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord, O Yahweh. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna cry out to the Lord. Because when these storms come, when race riots are everywhere, there's famine, there ain't no food in your King Supers and Walmart, there ain't enough deer in the mountains to feed you, you can't catch enough fish to feed your family, and then you got a bunch of Jake running up and down the street about to have their way with you, you're going to be crying out. And let me show you that it doesn't matter. You can cry all you want. We're going to be laughing at you. Because God doesn't care about you. The person you call God, he hates you, Caucasians. Right here.